Ladies and gentlemen, look, let me tell you something. Life ain't about handing out all your cards to everybody. No, no, no. You don't need to give every man the key to your kingdom. You've got a castle inside you, and it's built on strength, resilience, and grace. But there are three things a woman needs to keep to herself. First, don't ever let anyone see your emotional vulnerability. You are powerful, you are fierce, and you've got a fire burning inside you that nobody can put out. But that fire needs to stay your secret, and you need to protect that flame. You keep it safe, you keep it real. Second, don't reveal everything about your ambitions. You've got dreams, big dreams, world-changing dreams. But here's the thing, some dreams you keep to yourself, not because you don't want to share them, but because they need to grow in silence. Let them bloom in the quiet of your own ambition, in the strength of your own heart. And lastly, don't ever let a man think he knows everything about you, especially your past. Your past made you who you are, but your future is yet to be written. The mistakes you've made, the lessons you've learned, the battles you fought, those are yours. You don't owe anyone an explanation. Keep your history to yourself, because your future, that's where the magic's at. Now, I'm not saying you hide everything. I'm not saying you be someone you're not. What I am saying is this: protect your essence. Protect the parts of you that are sacred. You don't have to explain it to anybody. You don't have to give away your strength. You don't owe anyone your vulnerability. You're not weak for keeping things close. You're wise. Protect that, and you'll build the life, the love, the legacy you deserve. So stand tall, don't give away too much, and when they ask what you're made of, you show them that you've been forged in fire, baby. You've got what it takes. Now go out there and make it happen. Emotional vulnerability is often seen as a weakness, especially in a world that demands strength and composure. But the truth is, it's one of the most powerful aspects of being human. Yet, in certain circumstances, a woman must guard her emotional vulnerability. She should not let every emotional storm be visible to the world, especially when it involves someone she cares about. There are moments when showing her vulnerability can be seen as a sign of dependence or instability. And that's when it's important to choose wisely where to reveal her true emotions. While being open and honest about emotions is vital for mental well-being, there's a delicate balance between transparency and self-preservation. Some emotions, especially deep insecurities, fears, or past wounds, need to be processed privately. When a woman reveals too much of her emotional struggles, she may risk being judged or misunderstood. And while vulnerability can deepen relationships, it can also invite unwanted manipulation or pity if not shared with the right person. At the right time, it's crucial for a woman to maintain some level of emotional independence. By doing so, she keeps a part of herself intact and preserves the sense of control over her emotions. If she constantly bears her emotional soul to others, she may find herself drained and dependent on others for validation. This is why hiding some parts of her emotional vulnerability is a form of self-care and personal strength. It allows her to maintain a sense of dignity and self-respect, knowing that she is capable of handling her struggles on her own without the need to burden someone else with every moment of emotional turmoil. Personal secrets are a reflection of the intimate, private aspects of one's life that define individuality. They are the pieces of a woman's identity that are not meant for public consumption. Not every part of herself should be laid bare. A woman's secrets can range from past experiences to inner thoughts and aspirations that, while deeply meaningful, don't need to be shared with everyone she encounters. In a world where openness is often encouraged, holding on to certain personal secrets gives a woman the power to shape how she is seen by others. Not everything needs to be explained or justified. Some aspects of her history or personal experiences are hers to keep. These secrets may be tied to moments in her life that shaped her, but they don't always require external validation or approval. By keeping these parts of herself tucked away, she creates space for her personal growth, free from the judgments or expectations of others. When a woman shares too much too soon, it can alter the way others perceive her. And sometimes people might view her differently, even unfairly. Holding back these secrets protects her sense of self and gives her the agency to reveal them when the time is right, if ever. Additionally, keeping certain secrets creates an element of mystery and control in her relationships. It ensures that she is not completely exposed, giving her room to be seen in the light that she chooses. It's a delicate balance between openness and preservation, where some truths remain personal, known only to her. This act of guarding personal secrets doesn't imply that a woman is hiding anything sinister, but rather that she values her independence and the autonomy of her narrative. Some parts of her story are meant to be told only when she is ready to share them. Strength is often perceived as something visible, a force that can be seen in action or in physical presence. But true strength lies beneath the surface, in the quiet resilience a woman carries within her. Strength isn't always about being loud or showing the world how capable she is. Sometimes it's in the moments of silence, when no one is looking, that she displays the greatest fortitude. A woman may walk through life with grace, handling her battles privately, never allowing the weight of the world to show on her face. It's this inner strength, the ability to endure, to move forward despite hardship, that makes her powerful. There is power in withholding the full extent of her strength. When a woman reveals everything about her capabilities, she risks losing the element of surprise. Not everyone needs to know how strong she truly is, because that strength can often be taken for granted or even misunderstood. By choosing to keep her strength hidden, she preserves it, allowing it to be wielded only when absolutely necessary. She may face challenges that no one knows about, overcome obstacles that seem insurmountable, yet the world remains unaware of her struggle. This is because she understands the value of her strength and knows that not every battle needs to be fought publicly. There is wisdom and discretion in knowing when to let go and when to hold firm. Strength is not just about physical endurance, but emotional and mental resilience. By keeping her strength hidden, she maintains control over her narrative and is never at the mercy of anyone's expectations or assumptions. She becomes a force to be reckoned with, one whose power is felt, not always seen, and whose true potential is known only to herself. Ambitions are deeply personal, often tied to a woman's desires, dreams, and the vision she holds for her future. These ambitions are unique to her, representing the goals she strives to achieve and the life she wants to build. They are not always meant to be shared or discussed openly, because not everyone will understand the drive behind them. Sometimes revealing her deepest ambitions can lead to skepticism, doubts, or even judgment. People might question her motivations or try to box her into a role that doesn't align with her true aspirations. By keeping her ambitions hidden, a woman preserves the integrity of her vision, allowing it to evolve and grow without the interference or expectations of others. There is a power in protecting these dreams, especially when they are still in the formative stages. The world is full of naysayers, people who may not believe in the possibilities of her future. Sharing her ambitions too early can leave her vulnerable to criticism or disappointment. It's in the quiet pursuit of her goals, in the solitude of her efforts, that she often finds the clarity and focus needed to succeed. Keeping her ambitions private allows her the freedom to pursue them without external pressures, without the need to constantly explain or justify her choices. Additionally, guarding her ambitions ensures that she is not defined by what others think she should do. It allows her to take risks, to make mistakes, and to grow in her own time and space. Not everything needs to be visible to the world. Some dreams are meant to be nurtured in silence, growing steadily until the right moment arrives to reveal them. This secret pursuit of her ambitions grants her the power to surprise, to shock, and to show the world just what she's capable of when the time is right. Past relationships are a part of a woman's history, but they don't define her present or her future. The experiences she's had, the loves she's lost, and the lessons she's learned are deeply personal, often shaping her in ways that others cannot fully comprehend. Sharing too much about past relationships can invite judgment or misunderstandings, as people often bring their own biases and assumptions to the table. Some relationships may have been formative or painful, but they are chapters of her life that are closed. Not every detail needs to be exposed, especially to someone who hasn't yet earned the right to understand that part of her story. By keeping certain aspects of past relationships private, a woman can protect her peace and maintain control over how much of her history is revealed. While it's important to be open in intimate relationships, there is no obligation to offer a detailed narrative of past loves or heartbreaks. Sharing too much can invite comparisons or even cause insecurity in current relationships, where the focus should be on the present and future, not the ghosts of the past. Furthermore, there is a power in holding back this part of her life. It's a way of signaling that she is not defined by her past, but by the person she is today. Her value is not dependent on the mistakes she may have made or the people she once loved. The past is a foundation, not a label, and it's hers to share or not share as she sees fit. Keeping it private allows her to move forward without the weight of past relationships influencing her current identity or the way she is perceived. This space gives her the freedom to grow, heal, and shape her future on her own terms. Mistakes are an inevitable part of life, but they are also deeply personal. Everyone makes them, but not everyone needs to know the details or the weight of them. For a woman, revealing too much about her past errors can create a perception of weakness or immaturity, even when those mistakes were crucial to her growth. The truth is, mistakes shape her, but they don't define her. It's important to keep certain failures to herself, not out of shame, but as a way to maintain control over her narrative. Some mistakes are lessons, hard-earned wisdom that doesn't need to be broadcasted to the world. By keeping these mistakes hidden, a woman preserves her sense of dignity and self-respect. It's not about pretending to be perfect, but about recognizing that some aspects of her journey are private and sacred. When she's made a mistake, she can learn from it quietly, without the added burden of judgment or criticism from others. Publicly sharing every mistake might invite unwanted opinions, and sometimes others may never fully understand the context behind a particular failure. Some moments of vulnerability should remain private, known only to her as part of her healing process. Moreover, by holding back some of her mistakes, she avoids being held to an image or reputation that is built on her past errors. She has the power to present herself as the woman she is becoming, rather than the person she was. These mistakes do not have to be shared to prove growth or authenticity. True growth is reflected in actions, not explanations. Keeping certain failures to herself allows her to move forward with grace without being defined by what she wishes to leave behind. In doing so, she protects her ability to evolve without being held captive by her past. Weaknesses are an inherent part of being human, but not every vulnerability needs to be exposed to the world. For a woman, revealing her weaknesses can sometimes be seen as a sign of fragility or inadequacy, especially in a society that often values strength and resilience above all. While it's important to acknowledge and work on one's weaknesses, there is a certain power in keeping them private. By not sharing every struggle or flaw, a woman maintains her sense of control and autonomy. She has the ability to work through her weaknesses on her own terms without the pressure of judgment or pity from others. When a woman exposes too many of her weaknesses, she risks being perceived as less capable or less worthy. While no one is perfect and vulnerability can build trust and connection, there's wisdom in not allowing others to see every moment of fragility. Some weaknesses should be kept as part of her personal growth process, giving her the space to heal, improve, and become stronger in her own time. When shared too freely, weaknesses can also be weaponized or used against her, whether intentionally or not, by those who may not have her best interests at heart. Additionally, keeping certain weaknesses private allows her to maintain an air of mystery and strength. She doesn't have to prove anything to anyone, especially when it comes to her personal struggles. It's a way of showing that she is in control, that she knows her vulnerabilities, but chooses not to dwell on them publicly. By protecting her weaknesses, she also protects her peace, ensuring that she is not defined by what she struggles with, but by the resilience she carries within. She can choose when and how to reveal these parts of herself on her own time and under her own conditions. Financial independence is an essential aspect of a woman's sense of autonomy and empowerment. It represents the ability to support oneself, make decisions based on personal desires, and navigate life on her own terms without depending on others for financial security. While many women might share their financial journey or struggles with those close to them, there is a unique strength in keeping financial independence private. A woman who remains financially self-sufficient not only gains a sense of pride, but also protects herself from unnecessary scrutiny or expectation. When a woman reveals too much about her financial situation, she opens herself up to external opinions and judgments. Whether it's the size of her salary, her savings, or her spending habits, revealing financial details can lead to unsolicited advice or even undermine her ability to make independent decisions. By keeping her financial standing to herself, she prevents others from using that information to influence her choices or to diminish her accomplishments. Moreover, financial independence allows a woman to maintain control over her future. When she isn't reliant on anyone else's income, she can make choices freely, unburdened by the need for approval or fear of financial instability. It provides the security to take risks, to invest in personal growth, and to pursue dreams without fear of being held back. This independence also protects her from being defined by someone else's wealth or success. She is not dependent on the financial success of a partner, family, or society, and in doing so, she creates her own path. By keeping her financial matters private, she not only protects her peace, but also upholds the power of her personal financial journey, allowing it to be hers to control and shape as she desires. Physical health is a deeply personal aspect of a woman's life, and while it's essential to maintain awareness and care for the body, there are times when certain struggles or challenges regarding physical health should remain private. The state of her health, whether it's a temporary issue or a chronic condition, is hers to manage and share as she sees fit. There's a power in choosing when and to whom to reveal these details, as physical health can sometimes be misunderstood or minimized by those who haven't experienced the same challenges. Keeping some aspects of her health to herself allows a woman to retain control over her narrative, avoiding unnecessary judgment or unsolicited advice. When a woman opens up too much about her physical health, it can create an imbalance in the way she is perceived. She may become defined by her condition, whether it's something she's struggling with or maintaining, and this can shift the focus from her abilities and strengths to her vulnerabilities. While it's important to seek support when needed, constantly sharing her health struggles can lead to being seen solely through the lens of physical limitations rather than her full capacity and potential. Furthermore, by maintaining privacy around her health, she can take the time to address her issues in her own way without the added stress of managing other people's concerns or opinions. Health is a deeply personal journey, and not every aspect of it needs to be displayed for others to comment on. In doing so, a woman retains her dignity and autonomy, ensuring that her health, whether good or bad, does not define her worth. She can continue to focus on her well-being in the ways that work best for her, without the added weight of public scrutiny or expectation. Mental struggles are an invisible yet deeply impactful part of a woman's life, often more complex and layered than physical challenges. While it's vital to address mental health with care and openness, there is a quiet strength in choosing to keep certain aspects of mental struggles private. The mind can be a turbulent place, filled with uncertainties, anxieties, and moments of doubt. These struggles are often misunderstood by those who have never walked through similar experiences, and sometimes sharing them can lead to unnecessary judgment or unhelpful advice. A woman's mental health journey is uniquely her own, and not every thought, fear, or inner conflict needs to be revealed to others. Keeping mental struggles private gives a woman the space to navigate her emotions and thoughts without the pressure of external expectations. It allows her to work through her challenges at her own pace, without feeling the need to justify her feelings or actions. When mental struggles are shared too openly, they can lead to others viewing her as fragile or unstable, even though mental health challenges do not define a person's strength or capability. By maintaining privacy, she protects her sense of self and autonomy, allowing herself to heal without the burden of other people's perceptions. Moreover, keeping mental struggles hidden helps preserve the boundaries of personal space. There is power in choosing when and with whom to share these vulnerabilities, and the freedom to reveal them only when trust is firmly established. It allows her to protect her peace and mental clarity without the influence of others' opinions, which might add to the stress. The act of safeguarding her mental health in this way can be empowering, ensuring that she remains in control of her journey and the support she seeks when the time is right. In the end, the essence of a woman's strength lies in her ability to protect what is most sacred to her: her vulnerability, her ambitions, her past, her weaknesses, and her mental and physical health. By keeping these things private, she ensures that her true power remains untapped by others, allowing her to rise, evolve, and transform on her own terms. It's not about hiding who she is, but about safeguarding the parts of herself that need time, space, and understanding to flourish. In this careful preservation, she remains in control of her narrative, free to reveal or conceal whatever she chooses. The world may try to define her, but it's her choices, her boundaries, and her strength that will define her journey. And that is a power no one can take away.